Alrighty. Happy Wednesday. Thank you all for joining me here in my studio today. I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes to see, to let people have some time to get in and settled, because it doesn't always automatically go. Doesn't automatically let me know when people are here. So Joy is here. So we'll just wait for everyone else. Thank you, Joy, for letting me know that. So sound is good. Alrighty. It's one thing about YouTube Live that Ustream used to do that YouTube Live does not, is it used to give us a listing of who all was here. So we knew how many people were here. Right now we only know how many people, we can only see who's chatting. We can't see who all is here. And then we get a number. But that number isn't always up to date either, so. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes. So Wednesdays from here on out, I'm just going to be calling, as you know, of those of you who have been around for a little bit here, I've switched from doing my specific projects during the live shows at least through the end of the year. Other than every once in a while I'll have a special project like we did with the mixed media canvas. My live shows are going to be more of like the old days when I used to do What's Up Wednesday, but we're now going to call it Live on the Paper Trail. And on those, they might be something that we've been working on in the past, like an album. We may do a page in the album. We may do some quick and easy little project. It's also where I'm going to do show and tell of upcoming projects. I'm still going to have videos for the projects coming up. They will just go straight to video and be available over on my website. Still publicly viewable, but some may be here on YouTube, but for the most part, project specific videos will be over on the website, and they will either be in the archives, if that's where they are supposed to be, or they will be on the paid tutorials if they're appropriate for that. So my husband's is asking. Sarah's not feeling well. My daughter's not feeling well today, and so he was making hopeful that she doesn't have the flu, but it doesn't look like it. She's just not feeling well today. So alrighty. But anyway, so today what we're gonna work on is something I'm calling album jewelry. For those who've been around for a while, for a couple of classes earlier this year, this year's been so all over the place, but we did some classes where we did tags, and in kind of the style of some of those kinds of tags and things, these are like smaller little pieces. They're kind of embellishments, they're kind of tags, they're kind of pockets, depending on which one it is. So, they're a little bit, but they're little small pieces that can be added onto any album, not specific. But they can be added as just little embellishments, and I'm calling them album jewelry. So, a lot of them are inspired by jewelry pieces. Those of you who are into crafting, paper crafting, many times they're into other stuff as well. So you might have bits and pieces of all sorts of things, some yarn, some beads, some wire. Hard to say what all you might have in your stash of goodies. And so it's a great way to use up those little bits and pieces that you may have, some ribbons, maybe some fabric, like I said, beads, buttons. You can pretty much use just about anything, paper, scraps, and just make these little gems that fit into any album just to add. They could add a tiny little pocket that maybe has a little secret little thing in there. It can be a way to add some journaling. It could be just ways to add some script or words, and we'll look at different ways of attaching. This is an ongoing thing that I'll have occasionally on Wednesdays, is doing some album jewelry. So alrighty, well, we're getting quite a nice little crowd here now. Of course, it's been chilly here, so I put a sweater on, and now I've got all these lights on and I'm cooking. So, but I'll survive. So anyway, let's go ahead and switch cameras and let's start playing. So make sure I'm semi-straight with my mat and such. So I've got some sketches of some ones to do for today. So I'll just keep my sketches off to the side. It can be pretty much any papers if you want to use neutrals. So I've got a crafted black parchment and some manila colored, and then oh good grief, it's like I just pulled stash of some stuff. This is just some beads and wires and stuff, and this is like a fraction of my bead stash. And then I pulled in there's a whole bunch of like Tim Holtz stuff and more wires, paper clips, using lots of paper clips. So some of the things that you'd want to have no matter what is some paper clips, some split rings. So I have some copper ones, I have some bright colored ones, I have some metallic ones, I have some striped ones in here. Let's see what other goodies. Oh, I have some little tiny glassine envelopes. Some garment pins are very handy in terms of attaching things. So then the garment pins, there's some little tiny paper clips, some trinket pins. Some little tiny safety pins, those are Tim Holtz ones. The wire pins, those work great too. Some tiny little coin envelopes, and some tiny little tags, and some more glassine. These glassine envelopes I've had for years. I ordered them for a project probably 7 or 8 years ago. And I don't know what I did when I ordered them, but I think I thought I was ordering 25 total envelopes. And if I recall, I think I ended up ordering like 25 packs of them with 25 in them. So I've had millions of these around for years. Okay, some Tim Holtz arrows. Some of the hinge clips. Here's some of the wire things. So, you never know what kind of goodies you may need. So I just take a basket and throw them all in a basket, and then it's good to go for all sorts of. This is the other thing. These will be great for attachment too. And I checked to make sure these are still available. These Tim Holtz hinge clips. What would we do without Tim? So, alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and just kind of start playing with a couple and go from there. And you can, use small little bitsy scraps and stuff. You don't have to have big pieces and that sort of thing. So, before we get started on that, I want to show you where I'm at on the album, the double envelope album. I've got it into a cover. The cover's not decorated yet. And I've got it all in with a binding that I'm going to do a video on. This is a version of the wrap and stack the deck. So, and I showed this a bit last time. So, and then this is a pocket. This is the pocket. See, little things like this little tag and stuff are what kind of inspired some of this jewelry stuff. It's something I had kind of in my back of my head as a good project to do and stuff. Or having like this little envelope that just tucks in behind a paper. You know, those sorts of things. This pops out and it's a cascade. It goes into this main pocket here. And then this can tie closed again. We won't do that right at this moment. And then on the back side, which I don't know if you guys have seen this yet or not. No, I can't go ahead and tie that. I didn't remember if it closed both sides or not. So then this has a string closer. This is a standard number 10 envelope that I made. It has two pockets, and then I have just kind of some lacing here for this to also be a it can be a tag spot. So I'll make tags to go in there. These are tags that slip in from the top. Then on the back side I've got the little coin envelope tucked in behind there. This is a pocket here, and then I've also got a larger coin envelope tucked in as well to create another little pocket, and it also adds for the closure. So, and this is all done with the November morning papers. So then this is the double envelope, which is a free tutorial that's here on YouTube, and it uses all sorts of different sizes of envelopes. And I have envelope packs that should be shipping out next week as soon as all my envelopes arrive from the various sources, that have craft in black, and then I have a set that's white, and these can be used to create this album. And as I said, it is a free tutorial that's here on YouTube. And I will also be showing how to do this ribbon stack and wrap and stack the deck binding as well. This has 6 pages in it, being that it's a stack deck. 4 with double pockets and 2 with a large envelope and a policy envelope. And as I get more and more done on this, I'm kind of just fitting it in where I can. I will be showing you this album, and this album will fit into a pocket that goes on the back of the canvas, the mixed media canvas that we did last week. Oh, you did see the lacing. Okay, I couldn't remember if I showed it, but we'll be able to clip some of this jewelry in, and so I'll probably be using some of the scraps of the paper from that paper collection so that I can put some of this album jewelry into that album. Alright, so fortunately I have a t-shirt on under this sweater because I'm about to cook to death, so I'm going to pop this sweater off, so hang in for 2 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. Okay, so I have one that I've been wanting to do of my little sketches here, and that's going to be my favorite one that I want to do. So we're going to do that one first, and I think we're going to make it about like, how wide is this? Okay, so I'll make this one into the pocket. So, and this is about 2.5 wide. That's about right. So I'm going to make it, I want it 3.5 tall, but I need it doubled because I'm going to make it into a little pocket. So I need to make this 7 inches. This is going to be a, more of a large piece of jewelry. We'll make some tiny ones too. So I'm just going to fold that in half. Now, I could have also done this to where the folds on this edge. It doesn't matter because we're going to close both of them up. But because I had this scrap that was 2.5 wide, it was perfect, and I can just close this side up. So so I'm going to go ahead and so it's a 2.5 by 3.5, and it can be folded along the bottom or along the side. And I need to grab a circle punch. I'm going for a 1 3/4. The 1.5 looked a little smaller than what I want to do with it. So and I'm gonna just, it doesn't have to be centered. I'm just gonna pop this. I'm gonna lean it towards the top. Save these because we can use these for something. So this is gonna turn everybody into complete and total pack rats. So be aware of that. Okay, so pretty folds better this way. So then this can just go over the tag, so it centers kind of where that goes. Alright, so then I can pop this out. We'll work on the little tag that goes inside. But see, this is a great place to put it. You can put a little quote. It can be a tiny little piece of journaling, that sort of thing. So we are going to then next just add some goodies onto here. So I'm going to take some narrow little ribbon. Got a thing of ribbons over here. And I love this one because it goes with craft and black really well. So I'm going to have this going across that opening. And I want it to extend up a little way, so I'm going to extend it a good inch past. And then I'm going to grab some, let me see what I can find bead-wise that might fit cute on here. Nothing too crazy. These just need to have pretty good sized holes on them. Got out a thing so that I can, and these are a little similar size but different color. Don't quite that many of those, but and it really doesn't matter what color. If you don't have beads, you don't have to put beads on it. You can put little slices of paper, whatever kind of thing you want to put on there. The other pieces of ribbon. I'm just giving myself enough of them. So this is already trimmed to a point, but I'm going to trim it a little bit more to a point. So I'm going to feed some of these on there. I can get those through there. These might be a little small. And favorite trick is put a little glue on there. I'm going to do a point. And then it won't fray as much. Trim the frayed part off. I had it. I could see better. Stupid bifocals. You can also use a tapestry kind of needle. Gotta take the glasses off. Just getting older stuff stinks in terms of that kind of thing. Now Eva's going in there so nicely. Don't be uncooperative now. And then I couldn't see, so then I couldn't keep getting it in there. Come on, go through there. You're cooperating so nicely. I'll make everybody think this is hard to do, and it's not. There he goes. Okay, so there's one of those. Let's do a green one. I can space them out. I don't like the pink on there at all. Let's see if I can get one of these little guys on there. That's better. And a green one again. And what the beads are like is not critical. So whatever you might have, if it's got a big hole on it, you can even use just pony beads. I just happen to have a significant stash of beads. So I'll be able to just kind of space those. And it doesn't need to have beads at all. Okay, so I want this to go across the opening. And then here at the bottom, I'm going to just trim this off clean and square. And I want it, I'm going to have it be up a little ways from the bottom. Well, about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more. So space these back down so they're spaced across the opening there. Okay, so then I can glue it in place. And here at the bottom, and across here at the top. I'm just going to glue that on like so. And I have a piece, that one, it's going to stick out. This is sticking up about 1 inch above, so I'm going to do this one about 1 inch above as well, about the same distance in, since that's going to go on the other side. Like so. Then I'm going to take a little square of some paper, scrap paper. That one. Let's do the blue for Lois. If I knew what color Joy liked more, I would do Joy's color. So I'm not doing preferential treatment. We just know that Lois really likes blue. just a little squares. I don't ink the edges. I mean, this is little fun, little detaily doodah stuff. Cover over the end. Cover over this end. Yeah, then we can put pattern paper on here. I might stamp this. We might, who knows what we might do with that. Maybe I'll take some of my, it's one of my distress oxides. I dropped this in my water bowl, so it's quite juicy right now. I give it. So that's what I love about the distress oxides, is I can do them on black and give them some distressing. If we want to put some on the back too, in case the back ends up showing. Do I have many of my my Canadian gals here today? Especially the Canadian gals in Alberta. I do have confirmed dates, so save the date. I am going to be teaching in Calgary. That was frayed burlap. Or if any of you have ever wanted to go to Calgary, Alberta, absolutely beautiful place, very close to the mountains. Banff is in the Rockies, is about an hour and a half away. It's very, very, very beautiful place. And I will be teaching there the second weekend in June. So if you're at all interested, we don't have the classes specifically yet as to exactly what I'm going to be teaching, but I will be in Calgary the second weekend in June. We just got that confirmed this morning, and we'll be working out other details and that sort of thing as time goes along. So, all right, so now I'm going to get a little piece of some wire. And this is, what gauge is this? This is 18 gauge. So it's a decent thickness of wire. I'm just going to finger straighten in. I think I'll cut off the ends. So it's a little bit wider than my little piece here. I can take my ends. Maybe just give them a curly Q on the end. I think I'm probably going to be going to Creativation this year. It's not 100% yet, but I think so. If I can make the finances of it all work. So just kind of give it a little curly whirly there. Oh, I had wanted to make a little loop-de-loop in the middle. Well, we'll do something a little different. to make something in the middle. Let's see, what other wire do I have here? Oh, even better. We're going to be piecing things together. Okay, so I have some other little black ribbon. So I could do something. Oh, that's what I'll do. Okay, I've got some silk ribbon here. It's easy to tie, so we're just going to cut a length of it. Some little 1/4 inch ribbon. Coppery one. So I've got this split ring. So I'm going to just tie this around my little hanger bar. And I had meant to make this have a little loopy thing to hook onto my pin thing. So I'm just going to tie this in a pretty tight little knot. So it'll stay in the middle. I can always glue it. That's the beauty of having it be a ribbon, so it's kind of in the middle. So I can then tie my split ring, which is partially split. So let's tighten him back together. I'm not good at threading things right now, obviously. So there, I've got my little ring that's holding my little hanger bar, and then these guys are going to attach to my little hanger bar, like so. So I'm going to put some little 1/8 inch score tape on them. Burnish that on a little bit. Not quite enough at the end. You always want to burnish it into like a fabric or a ribbon. Okay, and I'm going to have this, whoops, get the ribbon out of the way. I'm going to center this, and I want it about 1/4 inch up. So I can wrap that, stick it down. I can tie this in a tiny little bow. Open the ribbon back up. It kind of got squished up. Come on, open up. Unfold, baby. There you go. So, gives me my little bow on there, so I can trim off my little excess with my really, really dull Timmy scissors, which work great on things like paper and such. Okay, so that's just hanging from the top there. I'm going to put a little dabble doodle of glue so that it doesn't slide along the thing, which will dry clear. Probably glossy accents might be a better idea. It'll stick better to the metal. It'll stick down. Let me use my heat gun and dry it a little bit. So it'll slide along. Everybody's excited about my nails. Sarah and I, Sarah's been getting the powder dip nails for a while, but they're like really outrageously expensive. And I hate spending a lot of money on getting my nails done and stuff. So we got the powder stuff. We went to a nail supply place over in Seattle, and we got the powder stuff. And we'll just slowly build up our color repertoire. So I did Sarah's, and then I did my own. I was quite proud of myself that I was able to do the dip all by my little lonesome. So, all right, so then it's going to hang by this little ring. So, but then we can add some pretty pretties to it. Now, this ring can then be hooked onto, there's like a black paper clip, so we can hook it onto a paper clip. I want it on the outer pole, or outer one. So, but we probably actually, if I'm doing it onto paper clip, I need another little ring on there as well. Probably one of the small ones, so that it's facing the right direction. And you can usually do these with your fingers, but getting a pair of, you can get them really inexpensively at any of the big box stores. Just an inexpensive pair of needle nose or 2 needle nose pliers is always handy, and a wire cutter. These are fancy jewelry ones, but you can get inexpensive ones. So that way it can then clip on with the paper clip. So there's one way of attaching it. Another way is using one of these little index clips, which are totally cool and fun, and I want it to be able to clip onto the page, so the clip part I want to the back, so I'm going to have this hook onto the front. When you're opening a split ring, you're always opening it so it opens that way, so side to side. You're not pulling it open this way, you're going sideways, so it still maintains the same circle. So then that's going to hang from that, and that can clip on to a page. This one's a little bigger than some, just because it's going to have a, let's do it on a blank page so you can see. So it can clip up here onto a page with that little clip, and it'll be loose and hang on there. It's going to have a little tag inside. Once I've put things in there a few times. Come on, open it. Did I accidentally glue you closed? There. Now that I've bent it open just slightly. So, and then my little tag will hang in there. So that can hang on there. It can be, you know, up there on the top. It could hook on, for instance, here onto a pocket that hangs out. And it's movable so that it can be, and then it can, or it can go onto this way. It can also hook on, let's say we want to hook it onto this part right here, this envelope. Flipped over on me. Come on, hook on there. So it can hook on there and still hang down. So it's just little things that can hook on, and you can do it like I said with these little clips. Same sort of thing with the paper clip. The paper clip will hook on to anything. If you want it to be able to pin onto something, so if it wants to pin through a hole, you can use like the little garment pins or the little wire pins or the little safety pins. There's any number of ways that you can attach things. Now this is a little bit bigger than some that I probably will be doing. This is probably one of the larger size ones. And I think I'm going to take some of my cracked pistachio and go around the corners here. This little tag. I could put pattern paper on there as well. Vintage photo there. Do this one with the frayed burlap, like I did the main part. So then I can glue this puppy on there. I'm going to wait until I slip it in here first. Okay, it's in place so that I can put this on the right way. Okay, I'm going to have it hanging out just about 1/8 of an inch outside the tag so it doesn't go underneath, weirdly, underneath the, so like so. And I think I'm going to take, because you can never, I go a little overboard with all the little detail things to these, but so I'm going to put that on there because I'll put a little string or something on there. I'm also then going to take let's see, my butterfly cut aparts. Let's put a little butterfly or a couple little butterflies. Maybe just the one side. I'm going to cut him out. Ouch. Quit doing that. So I'm going to cut it close, but not right on the line, because then it looks like, it looks a little better if you give it just a little breathing room and try to stay consistent with how far out from the image. And I don't try to go in too far on cutting those. You could also use a package of die cuts, you know, like Kaiser Craft or Bo Bunny has, even Tim Holtz has. with the edge so it's not so bright white. So he can go on here. Let's see if we did a little strip of something there. A little strip from down to that. Let's see what we got. Get some of the pink in there. If I go from there, it just comes up. So it just goes past that one. Tim Holtz is definitely still making new stuff. He's just not, the big box stores aren't carrying as much of his stuff. Joanne still carries pretty much the entire line. Michael's has cut way back for some reason. And it's cyclical, however you want to pronounce that. So I'm going to have that. I'm just lining that up. But yeah, no, he's got Christmas stuff. He did a whole Halloween line. You know, all sorts of new stuff will come out at CHA. So yeah, it's just Michael's, like I said, has cut it down to where it's like one side rack on an end cap. It was like, whoa, what did you do to piss off Michael's? But Joanne still carries tons of his stuff. And Hobby Lobby still carries tons of his stuff. So, and then obviously there's online stores all over the place that you can get it from. So, oh, my Hobby Lobby has, we have about 7 or 8 of them in the Seattle area now. And they all carry quite an extensive section of his in our Hobby Lobbies. But I found Joann's carries the biggest. And Joann's.com also has it. Set that on there. And then I'm into doing stitching things now. So get my jelly roller out. And this is just a jelly roller. I don't know, I'm into doing stitching right now. I prefer it in black over white, but the white works too. It's way easier than getting a my sewing machine out. I love how stitching looks, but when I rearrange my studio again, I think I'll set it up so that I can have my sewing machine set up all the time again, and then I'll probably stitch more on things. Stitch around this. Oh, there's a little. I probably will go ahead and put some pattern paper on this little tag I'm not excited about the colors that I picked. And I don't like the green, how that's popping on those. But the beads, I would have liked something a little bit potentially brighter on there. But it's what I picked, so we'll just go with it. Just grab some yarn. I'm gonna have to re-glue my butterfly on. I'm messing with him too much. There's loops through the hole. I'm just not doing real good at threading things today. I don't know what my deal is. Some days I just have that issue. And I don't know why. Okay, so there's the big loops. Those go through there. I just messed with him too much. His glue came on. I have these cute little stars. So I'm going to put a couple of them on. You can just sit and play with as much little doodad as you want. So got a little sparkly to it. So there's one little tiny. Now this is a pretty large size one, as I was envisioning the little jewelry going. But because it has a tag, and you want the tag to be big enough to use, so I mean you can even have a small little photo on that, or it can be just a little journaling spot, a quote, whatever you want. So there's a little piece of jewelry for your album. So let's do another one now. That's another one on my little sketchy sketch. Give me 2 seconds to put this stuff back so I don't get it all mixed up. So now that I'm incorporating more of this kind of stuff in there, see, I want to rearrange my studio so I have access to it, because my beads are clean at the other end of my studio. I've got no place to stash all this other goodies, so I just need to rearrange so I have more working space. So, all right. So the next one, I want to do like kind of a long skinny one. I think I'm gonna do it we'll do it out of the parchment, because the cream I have is kind of lightweight. I wish I was a little bit heavier weight. So I'm gonna do the full 11 inch. I think I'm gonna do, let's do 1.25 inches wide. It's gonna just be, this is gonna be a long skinny one. If you've been asking questions, I have missed them and I apologize. Yeah, I agree. Candy says Hobby Lobby has array range and it's very vinyl and foil, and Michael's is the same way. Everything's vinyl and foil because that's what's selling right now. As I said, everything is cyclical, and we'll see in 6 months if they change it around to other things. We don't see in this area as much planter stuff. Some people may. So I'm going to fold this to where I have about, half an inch-ish or so. It's not a critical dimension. The desktop is a mess, and I know it makes it for a visual clutter, so I'm going to put some of it away. I would leave it out. But I don't want to be too cluttered for you guys. So at least get it out of camera so that it's not such a clutter. There, that looks better. And I want a little scrap of the black. Let's put this on the top. That could work. Let's use it. Use up those little, some scribbles and doodads and whatnots and wiggle wogs and doodads. So I'm going to fold about 1/4 inch. Trim off that so it's at a little bit of an angle. Oh, I'm going to have to trim it the widthwise anyway, so I don't really need to do that, so we can put that on. But I can make it, kind of like the idea of making it off-center. I think it's a little more interesting to do that. But the top, I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on, and then I can trim it off. Flush, so it's a little asymmetric. I like how that looks, and because it's very hard, I'm gonna do an album coming up that's more of a wintry one, and I'm not. I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna try to do it. Can't guarantee it. I'm gonna try to do it without. No guarantees. But I will try to do it without distressing my edges. I just like my edges is distressed. Only because I'm distressed. Alright, so then this is, so this will be able to lift up. Maybe I should score it in there somewhere. I think I can just lift up. Yeah, it's fine to be able to do that. Okay. Let's see, then I'm going to take, what is that I wanted to do? Arrow ready to go. I had an arrow. Those little Tim Holtz spinners, game spinner. Where is it? What did I do with it? I have to get another one out since I did it for 2 seconds here. Alright, well, since I don't see the game spinner, but I found the arrows, I'll use one of the arrows. Oh, that's not that. I grabbed it. There, arrows. Okay, so I can grab one of these little arrow guys. Maybe the short ones. Game spinner would work too. Now some of these things I feel like they're relatively new, but this is from 2014, so these little arrows have been out for a while. Maybe I'll put this down here at the bottom. So I need to make a little slit that little arrow will fit through. So I need to mark where I want those. So it needs to be about 1/4 inch little slit. Doesn't have to be perfect. So then that kind of fits through there. So then I'm going to take this is a little bit skinnier wire. This is some of the wire that I put in kits in the past. So if you have any of the wire left from a kit of mine, it's this. This is 22 gauge, so it's a little narrower gauge. I can straighten it out to my satisfaction, or if I'm going to just cut it off. It's not worth taking the time. So 6-7 inches or so. I'm going to kind of just loop it around. A little tighter than that. I'm going to wrap it around itself. If you could see, my tongue is out as I'm trying to get that to tighten up there. And it also is going to tighten around itself. Which where I can fold it back that way. Beauty of wire. Save it once I've got it all. Then scrunch it up a little bit more. Let's spin it around. That's the bottom. Come on, turn. Don't catch there. There you go. Now I'm going to put a little piece of something something. Where's that stripe? I got that stripe. I'm going to use that. Use some of this. Feed that through there. Let's see, do I want it that long? I kind of like it that long, actually. So it's kind of just feeding up through there. A piece of the pink, maybe skinnier strip. It's gonna, you can cut it with your cutter if you want. I'm gonna have it hang just down just a little past because I'm gonna put a ring through that. It was lining up with the... Oh, I was going to do it... Grr. I was going to do it to where it hang out to the bottom, didn't I? And I didn't. Fortunately, I hadn't stuck it down very hard yet. Alright. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue on here. And then I'll glue the other part once I get it through there. So it's going to get plenty of glue on it, just feeding it through. And I'm having that hang off down at the bottom just a little bit. That glues it down through there. And I'll put some glue on this up here. Where did my split rings go? Alright, where did my split rings go? I'm just going to use one of these because it's convenient. These no rings? Yep, those are those. These are little tiny baby paper clips. we'll use one of those. This has still got the sticky on it. Just feed that through there. And then that just hangs. That little guy's hanging down there, and so I could put a little bead on there or something, so it hangs off of there. And then up here at the top, I'm gonna chop it into a hole. And I'm gonna center the hole. It emphasizes then the asymmetricness of the other. And I have some of these guys. Now once I open this, these are We Are Memory Keepers. Eyelets and such. So there's got a washer on the back because I don't like the way eyelets look when they don't have a backing on them. Okay, so I did need the bigger hole. I didn't remember if I needed a bigger, so I did the smaller just so then if I needed the bigger, I could do the bigger. We used to do lots of eyelets back in the old days. We don't do them nearly as often anymore. Okay. It's been so long. Let's go with that one. I mean, this is what this thing really is for, is to be setting these things, not for necessarily did I do that one? Yeah, I did. I did upside down. You can tell I haven't done these in a while, huh? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I did it upside down. I think I did anyway. Well, maybe I didn't. You can tell I haven't done these in a very long time. Come on, squish. Well, it's not the prettiest squish job. Maybe it is supposed to be in a bigger one. As long as the front looks decent. I'm going to put string in it anyway. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not the prettiest eyelet setting I've ever done. But saying then this will be able to lift up. I probably should have scored it right across there. Right at the edge of that paper. So we'll just fold it. Who needs to score it? We just won't make a big point of showing it, because then I can have something inside of here. I will probably cover over the back of this since it's going to lift open. So let's make a little, let's see what kind of kitty bitty stuffy things I have. There's some pretty ones on here. Those are awfully big. Stuff I bought. I don't even remember ever. I have bags of stuff like that where I don't remember buying it. So, you know. Let's make a little pearl hang off of it. That'll work. Ugh. Tell how old this is. It's got really bad adhesive on there. Okay, so that's a little pearl-like one. These are bead caps. Oh, that bag has some cute little. If you guys have any leftovers from some of the kits, I've put stuff like this in so many kits. So if there's any leftovers, you can use them. I thought I had more tiny beads in here. Let's go with one of these guys. We'll keep this one neutral. So it makes a little cute little dangle doodle. So then you're going to take your wire cutters, cut it about 3/8 of an inch-ish from the edge of your and so I've just made a loop on the top. So then that loop can feed through on my little paper clip. So then it has a little bead dangly thingy hanging off the bottom. And then let's see, ribbon wise. There's a cute little ribbon that I've got that I can put on here. Got kind of that color. This is a big piece of silk ribbon, which is fine. It was convenient and close. Oh, that just landed on the floor. I'm going to have a cat into it. I'll get my cleaner scissors. They're my fabric only shears. Do a better job of trimming that off. And I can also then through there. Oh, I should have tied that on there when I tied that on. No, let me untie it and do that. Or better yet, let's just put a different something on there. Let's add a little extra piece of something. String cord. Oh, let's just do, this is good. A piece of jute. I'm going to hook this on so that it can get clipped on. twist the jute. So then I've got a little paper clip. I took it on the back. So then it can go into my book. So it can clip on there like so. So it's a way to add, and you can have a little quote that can be in there. You can have a little bit of journaling, but again, with it clips up at the top, it adds a little something something. It could also clip on this way, there, so it could open this way for some journaling. Probably going to want to twist this one on this one, so if I did it up more up towards the top, so even if it twisted, it's not hanging out. So there's another piece of jewelry. Somebody, they said they want sparkle and bling on here. Okay, well, we can do that. I don't know if these have any stickum left in them. These are ancient. Let's see, these are from 2009. I think I would trust the adhesive on them for very long, but I'll have to go back and reglue them on. They're sticking for the time being. You get 10-year-old bling. There, we added some sparkle. So whoever wanted the sparkle, there we've added some bling sparkle. Bloop, bloop. So, again, just adding little detail-y type things. So maybe, like I said, I'm into my stitching right now, so I'm in my stitching phase. If you don't like the stitching, obviously, you don't have to do the stitching. I don't know, I find it somehow relaxing. There, I got my stitching in. Alright, so I can't really see the stitching. The shadow, maybe shadow it a little. Whoop. And you can't really see it. The stitching's there though. Could also put another color on inside, so. But anyway, there's a couple. Let's see, what's another one that we can do? A real simple one. So I got some of my little tags here. You can also get tiny little jewelry tags. I know they have um I know they have them at like Hobby Lobby. They're just little teeny tiny tags for like jewelry pricing and stuff, and you could add something like that to tiny little tags like this one. Let's see what else in the sketches that I have here that we're gonna fit a little bit in. These always make great little toppers for any other tag. So if we were doing a tag like with this piece, it makes a cute little topper. I didn't need that one out. I needed the cutter out. Cut off the part that I cut the circle from. That's 2 3/4. Maybe we take it down to 2 inches. And see, you can add that kind of to the top, and it makes a cute little top for the tag. You can even take it down to right there. Makes a cute little top for the tag, and even on the back side, then it's centered on there. You could do something fun with that, and that's, you know, super simple kind of thing. The part that's going to show on the back, I'm just giving it kind of an all over distressed kind of look with my frayed burlap and my vintage photo. I'm going to take a little bit of water and spritz it from a distance. Get a couple of triple dropple doodles on there. And then the distress will react. Gives it much more of an aged kind of feel. I have no idea whose stamps these are. These are from like a million years ago. This is this one. This is Lyric from Primos. These are from forever ago as well. You can tell by the packaging on it because the price tags were from a shop that no longer exists. It's 2013. Not quite as ancient, but close. Out, otherwise I would probably black out, but this is convenient. Was going for the imperfectness, which I was able to achieve without difficulty. And I'll spritz this side too. So also has the age bloppiness. I'm going to use my frayed burlap and just give a little edging to this guy. I'm going to hook him on like so. So those corners are lining up with that edge. Center it in there. I can take my crocodile and punch my hole out again. So it's a clean hole. Actually, it needs to be a little bit bigger. I need my 1/4 inch. If I wear my 1/4 inch, that's probably from 19. Good Lord only knows how old that is. Come on, let go. So there I got the holes punched on that side. It's nice and clean on this side. I could potentially put a new reinforcer. But I can put a new reinforcer over the top of it out of another pattern paper. But then here on the bottom, let's do just a little hole there. These are some little crystal thingies. Take a couple of those. And head pins. So I'm not using my head pins for this. I'm going to make this grab a piece of wire. This will work. And this looks like it's about 22-ish gauge-ish. I'm going to cross them over, and then I'm just going to wrap. And I'm not wrapping it like perfect. I'm trying to wrap it a little on the messy side. And then I need it to tighten up though, so. I'm going to trim it off, tie it up against there. Squish that in. So that was intentionally done a little bit messy wrap. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to get just a loop because I'll put it on there with a ring, split ring. So I'm going to go up a ways away from it, twist, and then I can take this other end, and while I hold it to hold the loop in there, I can wrap this other end around to kind of match up with that other piece. So I intentionally have it kind of a messy loop so that then is going to hook down onto the bottom there. I can do the same sort of thing up there at the top if I want. I think I'm just going to have the one, I'm not going to put the one up at the top. I think I'll just put the one at the bottom. But I want to have some other little dingle dangles. So I don't need that. Let's go with these. We'll do a little silver, and a turquoisey, and a silver. And it's got these little copper guys. These little head pins. They have little ball ends on the head pins. So it's a little ball. But you can use the ones that are the standard square ones. And same sort of thing. Come up a little ways from the top. And then pull my wire down, and again, this is real soft coppery wire, so just I'm doing just a real messy wrap. Sometimes rather than trying to squish that down, just trim them off. So again, I'm going for kind of just really messy. I want this one to be a little bit longer, so I want to add another bead in there. Oh, here these will work. So I got a little dangle thing there. Grab it again about 1/4 inch up from, wrap it down, and then just wrap down towards beads. I'm doing it with my fingers. You can do it with another set of pliers if that's easier for you. But again, I'm going for messy. I'm not going for perfectly wrapped wires. So there, so they're a little asymmetric. Then, what did I do with the split ring? How did I lose those? I just had them. Yeah, tucked up inside on the side of the box. So I'm going to go for 2 smaller ones. And then I'll have split rings everywhere when they splay all over the place. Again, we split them open side to side, not pulling it apart. Okay, put that down. and the long one, and the little one, and the other ring. Close it up. Wiggle it back and forth a little bit, get it closed up. So this one. So that gives me a little dangle. I'm going to open this one up. And I probably should put a little reinforcer on this cardstock so it doesn't pull off. But then that gives us that little guy there. And then I'm going to use a little garment pin. So this can get pinned onto a little piece of lace. You can put some little ribbon through it. I can also hook it onto one of these little clippy doodles. Let's get out one of these paper clips. So it's there in the copper color. So the paper clip is going to allow me to hook it on. And then I can add something to the top there with some cord ribbon, some I thought I grabbed like 9 million different things to be able to do this, and then I realized I didn't grab as much as I thought. Well, let's use this. Seam binding lace. I tied it wrong so that it goes up and down. Grr. I don't want it to go up and down, but it's going to go up and down because that's just what. If I'd have tied it the other direction, we'll just slip it down there. So that gives me a little dangly on there. So then this can get attached. Okay, so we got my little paper clip. So I can attach my paper clip to my page. So that, then we can slide either down. He can stay up there at the top. We don't put the paper clip down so tight, so he just hangs on there. So again, this adds a little tag on there. Maybe it goes down here towards the center. Put the paper clip on. So it can hook on that like that with the paper clip. The other option is not to have the paper clip on there. And so like, let's see, over here I have a hole. So if I had a hole on something, so I could add it with that hole. Now I wouldn't want this dangling this far down, but if like these tags had a hole in it, I could add it to the top of those tags. Let's see if here it's in the front there's anything. Yeah, see, like here I've got this little guy here. I could add it to that little tag and pin that on there. So he hangs down, so he adds just a little something to that. It can slip out of the way, it can get taken off, but it adds just a little element. You can flip it over. It's, you know, got that little guy on the back. So it can be super simple, a little thing too. This could have a little piece of pattern paper so it ties in better. Maybe it gets, let's take one of our little butterflies, because, you know, I love my butterflies. So let's put a butterfly on this front side. So let's go with this little blue guy. Where are we at time-wise? We're about done here. Well, we got 3. That's not bad. I'll do some more and show those to you after. But just adding these kind of cute little mixed media little elements or album jewelry. It's not necessarily, you know, you can make all sorts of dangles that go off of the charms and stuff like that go off of the covers, but it's like, why not do it on the inside too? And make them functional so that they can hold a little journaling, that sort of thing too. Or a cute way to add some extra elements. Because on this one, this could be journaling. Right here, it could be a date, that sort of thing. So you need something else underneath there. I moved it before I punched it all the way through. Not a good idea. So then I've got this little Furbies on there. Let's trim those off. And what I think I'll do is I'll cut just a small little circle of this same paper to make a reinforcer for on that. So then there's just got the little butterfly. I could have rounded the corners a little, but I think the square is fine too. A little garment pin up at the top allows you to pin it onto something. I gotta retie it so it goes straight across, but so that gives us a few little pieces of album jewelry that you can add to any album, a specific album, if you want to do that. Some of the clutter so it's not so visually distracting for you. And it's a great way, you know, those little bits and pieces that we keep while we're doing the album, it's a great way to use up some of those. As I said, I wasn't putting, pattern paper. This one could have had a piece of pattern paper all over it, but we didn't. But so anyway, yes, I will be posting I'll post these on Paper Doodles, and I will also put these over on my blog. And as I get some more done, I will. So once I get them, I'll get some more done and put them also on my blog. Yes, I will post pictures. But a really fun way just to add some additional elements, especially if you do a very simple, just this album that I'm working on, this double envelope one, I'm doing a lot of complex little doodahs and stuff into it. So adding these in just kind of, it fits. But if you were doing an album that was very simple and just matted without the little detail stuff like I like to do, then adding these little elements are a fun way to add some details without having, and because then it would go so much faster for the album itself instead of, I sit there and it takes me a 2-hour class to do one page. So, but with these, they can go a little, especially when you kind of get an idea of how to do, some of them. Like this one, it took a little time to put the little beads on. You don't have to put the little beads on there. It's just some of those little details that I like to put on there. I have a couple more that are like this one, which are kind of suspended and stuff, and I'll do a couple more of those up and post pictures. So I'll try to get 2 or 3 more done, and then I'll post these over on my blog, whether it's tonight or in the morning. So alrighty, so fun class. I'll also be working on some a little bit smaller ones. These are probably the little bit larger size. But I'll work on some little smaller ones and that sort of thing. So, but fun to do. And as always, thank you to both Lois and especially to Joy for always being available and helping me out and moderating for me, answering questions. I hope I didn't miss any questions. I was kind of in my little world. So next class will be next Wednesday. The afternoon works great, but I can also do a morning class if people would prefer a morning class one of these times. I can also do that. I'm debating about whether or not we're going to do a class on the day before Thanksgiving. I don't know how much, if people want to do that or not on the day before Thanksgiving. I know some people might be traveling. So, but we'll figure that one out. We don't have to know that one right away. So, anyway, so this is fun, and just seeing if there's any other questions that people may have had. Alrighty. Oh, Thanksgiving, it's late this year. I forget for those of you who are in other countries. It is on the 28th this year, so it's later than normal. So it's tighter between Thanksgiving and Christmas here. So yes, the 28th. So we've got the 13th and the 20th, and then the 27th is the one that's in question. So we have time. So and that's U.S. Thanksgiving. Canada already had their Thanksgiving. I don't know if anybody else has Thanksgiving, but here we do have it on the 28th. So, alrighty, guys. Well, I am going to let you all go. This is fun to do. These classes are so much less stressful for me. I don't always have some samples put together beforehand because I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, working on these. I had some sketches and stuff put together, but it is fun. It's fun to kind of do these sorts of things. So, the holidays are coming up. I'm hyperventilating just thinking about it. So, but anyway, yeah, it's coming up way too fast. So, anyway. Alrighty, guys. Everybody have an amazing rest of your week. And we will see you next Wednesday. And any questions, always feel free to drop me an email. And I'll do my best to get a response to you as quickly as I can. So thanks again to Joy and to Lois. I appreciate it. And also thanks to all of you for joining me here in my studio. Let me say goodbye face to face. And not, you don't have to talk to my hands. So, anyway, this is a lot of fun. And we will see you then next week. So, peace out. Love you guys all bunches. Bye for now.